need a doctor. Is anyone getting this?
Oh, yeah.
If you needed Torah, I would tell you you needed Torah. But I haven't come to teach you Torah. I've come to make you my disciples. I have not come to call the tzaddikim, the righteous, but sinners. You know what he was telling them? You're sinners. Yep. If you don't go and learn what this means, I would rather have rachamim than Torah, you are still a sinner. It's a very shocking doctrine, especially for us who love the Torah. What do you mean, Rabbi? What are you saying? What are you telling us not to keep his commandments? No, I'm telling you, if you haven't learned to use the Torah to love your brother as yourself, to love your neighbor as yourself, you are administering the true Torah, but through an administration of death. The United States presidency is nebulous. It could either be good or evil, depending on how it's administrated. Hello? There's nothing wrong with the American presidency. Same with Torah. There's nothing wrong with the Torah. In other words, how are you and I administering the Torah? Go with me to Ephesia. The Pharisees, those who memorize the Torah by heart, Yahshua the king was calling them sinners, not people who were making mistakes, sinners. And I say the same thing to my new returning here from my brothers who have arrogantly come out of the church and now they're ready to teach the Jews and everybody else that plural marriage is from hell, that other things they don't understand is wrong, that they're not comfortable, it's not culturally acceptable, this and other things. Yahweh says, it's not about monogamy, it's not about plural marriage, it's not about eating pig, it's not about wearing beards, it's not about the true techelet is blue, it's purple. Do you know people don't talk to each other now because they can't agree on what color the techelet is or where to buy the techelet? Some guy bought the techelet on the internet, made in China. Another guy brought the tzitzit. The techelet is the blue thread on the tzitzit, made in Taiwan. They say you're a heretic. How dare you wear tzitzit made in Taiwan? It has to be made in Jerusalem.
Oh boy, we got problems.
So that guy must have a demon because he's wearing tzitzit that were made in Taiwan. Guess what, my Torah legalistic friend? Wearing tzitzit made in Taiwan, if you love your brother and overlook his faults and don't cause rebellion in the camp, and when you do make a gross error, go to all the people and get on your hands and knees and repent and start saying, I repent not from being a Torah follower, but from using it unlawfully. I would rather wear tzitzit made in Taiwan than wear tzitzit made dyed in blue from Israel and be a hater of my brothers and sisters.
Amen. All right now.
I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, the church doesn't have these problems. These problems that I am seeing, I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been in the church and I've been in the Messianic Nazarene Israelite and Messianic Jewish movement. I would have been ordained as a Messianic Jewish rabbi until they caught me and found out that I was a heretic, that I taught the two houses. And then when I found out that I was a heretic, they withdrew their offer to ordain me as a Messianic Jewish rabbi. Since then I was ordained 5 times, and I count it all dung if I don't walk in love and go and learn what Yeshua said.
That's right.
Moshe, Greg, John, Bart, Tom, Harry, doesn't matter. How are you administrating what I am teaching you? How are you administrating it? Make sense?
Yes, it does.
The Torah, is nothing wrong with the Torah. The question is, how are you and I administrating, and do we need to learn the basics? Yeshua said to those who knew the Torah by heart, line for line, word for word, go, get out of my face, and go and learn what this means before you dare call yourself a Talmid or a Talmidah of Yeshua. Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
So I'm learning the real purpose of the Torah. It's to make Moshe Konachowski more like Yeshua.
Amen.
Because he fulfilled all the commandments of the Torah perfectly. The whole point is to make me more like you. That's the point of the Torah. Not for you to get rid of other people who don't agree with you, or they received the revelation from Yahweh, and for some reason you haven't, so it can't be of Yahweh. You realize there are people like that? If I don't receive the revelation, and they receive the revelation, can't be of Yahweh. Can I awaken you to some shocking breaking news, to a Fox News alert? The Torah was not given through you, it was given through somebody else. That doesn't mean it's invalid and not kosher. Ephesians, is anyone enjoying?
Yes, we are.
Amen. Ephesians, Ephsia 5:10. If you have other listeners, brothers and sisters on the Yadi Network, please have them join us right now. We have room for more students and joining us in your worldwide Kehillah on this Shabbat. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. We have more room and more lines available, so please, people in your congregation, your friends and family, you're going to be challenged. So please join us in your radio mishpacha. For many of you, this is your only congregation. You're shut in, you're home alone, you don't have family, and you thank Yahweh every day for your radio congregation. We are Bnei Yeshua Synagogue of Broward County. We are your congregation. And we're glad that you are with us and part of us.
Amen.
Ephesians 5 and 10. Learn to discern what is acceptable to Yahweh.
Wow.
Learn to discern what is acceptable to Yahweh.
Wow.
If Yahweh says plural marriage is blessed with monogamy, accept it.
Amen.
Learn to accept it. Learn not to condemn. Romans 8:1. There is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Messiah Yeshua, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Ruach. Someone said to me, several said to me, in this congregation elsewhere, why keep harping on it? And here's my response. If there were a pastor or a teacher on every corner, every Sunday morning, opening up people's eyes to plural marriage, I'd shut up. But because there's only 4 or 5 or maybe a few more in the whole world who are sharing what Yahweh wants me to share, I will not shut up, and I will continue to talk about something that you and I need to have the restoration of all things.
That's right.
I would be quiet. I wouldn't harp on it. I would move to other subjects, and I wouldn't bring it up at all. If there were pastors, if John Hagee was teaching it, if T.D. Jakes was teaching it, if Joyce Myers was teaching it, and Yahweh wanted it restored, it was a burden of Yahweh, I would stop because I don't have to keep harping on it. It's common knowledge. Unfortunately, it's not common knowledge, and I think we agree, and you have your answer. Ephesians 5:10. Learn to discern what is acceptable to Yahweh. Oh boy, do we need that. Look at verse 11. Have no chavurah with the unfruitful deeds of darkness, but rather condemn them. For it is a shame to even speak of those things that are done by them in secret. But all things that are under condemnation are made manifest by the light. For whatever is manifested by the light. Therefore he said, awake those of you who sleep as disciples, arise from the dead, and Moshiach will give you the light of the true purpose of Torah.
Amen.
See then that your Torah keeping, your halakha, verse 15, is detailed and alert, not as fools, but as wise, taking advantage of the time and opportunity you are given, because the days are evil. Do not be unwise regarding your new walk in Torah, but understand the will of Yahweh's Torah in your life. Go and learn the meaning of Torah in your life. I would given you this Torah so that unlike the Pharisees, you will have rachamim and not a whole bunch of do's and don'ts.
Amen.
I said unlike the Pharisees. Daryl, I said unlike the Pharisees. You will not have a whole bunch of do's and don'ts. And when somebody doesn't do what you do, or you don't do what they